Well, right now here on the program, let's talk with the great folks at MyAgData and learn about how you can get a little less stress in your life and make your acreage reporting more simple. Joining us now, Michelle Tressel with MyAgData. Michelle, it's good to talk with you again. How are you?
I'm great. Great to see you again. It seems like miles and months since we saw each other in San Antonio, and it was really only, 9 days?
Something like that. It's funny how fast time flies, especially in agriculture with the news cycle the way it is, Michelle. And I know there's a big talking point that's out there right now that ties in with the work you guys are doing at MyAgData. It's related. USDA just announced the One Farmer, One File with a 2028 completion target. But I know you and the work you guys do with farmers, you're telling them they don't have to wait till 2028. How is that possible? How is MyAgData different? Can you make some of that distinction for us, Michelle?
Yeah, I'd be happy to, Jesse. So we've spoken a couple of times and have given the backstory of what we do, but I just want to refresh everybody that at MyAgData, we've been building the infrastructure for One Farmer, One File since 2014, since the 2014 Farm Bill. We've been there since the very beginning as a third party. We were contracted to help advise on the clearinghouse that underpins the entire system. We've completed 6 pilot projects along with FPAC over the past decade, working hand in hand with FSA and RMA to test and refine what electronic acreage reporting actually looks like in the real world as a third party. When the USDA launched the nationwide rollout of the third party in 2024, that was spring of 2024, we were the only third party vendor that had the credentials to actually submit into the clearinghouse. And we're the only company that has had 100% success in reporting electronic modern reports on behalf of farmers. So we did it then and we're doing it now. So what the USDA is talking about offering through their system, we can already do. It's fully tested. So what do I mean when I say that, Jesse? What do I mean we can already do it now? So what we are is an online platform. We modernize and automate acreage reporting for farmers across the nation. So we replace those paper maps that you're all really familiar with. We connect directly into a grower's equipment. So we can do that on your My John Deere, Case IH, Climate Field View. That means you can pull your own data in to an online system that you control, which is very different. You control it, and you can submit your actual planted acres, actual field boundaries, actual crop data. We then process that through our proprietary geospatial engine. So we reconcile that to your common land unit boundaries. So you as a grower can look at what did I actually plant? What does that look like against my common land units? And then you can decide how you want that one file to go into the USDA. When you have one file going in that's going to follow you throughout the USDA, you want to be in control of that as a grower. It's then submitted directly into the clearinghouse, the data you approve simultaneously. One action, 2 agencies, completely covered. So if you don't have Precision Ag, we can help you as well. We have an easy button pathway that works off of your existing common land unit boundaries. So you can do that common land unit reporting that you do now. You can do that all online today. So everyone, regardless of their technology level, is covered. So we also offer 2 different ways we can work with you, Jesse. You know about this. One for growers that want to do it themselves. You can do that all online yourself with your own information. Or if you want to have somebody do all of your data management for you, we have folks on the ground here in the United States across all of the rural areas that can help you as a grower do it yourself. So when Secretary Rollins announced One Farmer, One File, a unified record, we already do that for you, completely tested and approved, and you can access it today. So USDA described the future, Jesse. We built it. Farmers don't have to wait till 2028. They can do it right now.
I appreciate that explanation. I bet a lot of folks listening in do as well. Michelle Tressel with MyAgData with us. And real quick, touch on the data privacy piece, because I know a lot of farmers, they get skeptical about sharing their field data with anyone, even USDA for that matter. So how does MyAgData handle some of that data privacy concern, Michelle?
Yeah. So Jesse, we've talked about my background before, but I want to just refresh everyone that I'm a farm kid. I grew up in a very rural community in Manitoba, Canada. I graduated with 11 kids, 3 girls in my class, and my parents had the welding company where I was often in the field with my dad, helping him weld and fix equipment right there in the field. So I know how important it is to have data privacy and to know that growers want to control their data. So that's really one of the most important things we've built into our platform from day one. Farmer owns their own data, full stop. We don't provide any other services other than regulatory reporting. We're not selling a grower anything else. Grower decides what gets shared, when it gets shared, and who it goes to. Nothing leaves our system without their explicit authorization. Fundamental difference between working with a farmer-focused third party like us versus having your data sit inside a government system or a large ag tech platform. We're here for the grower and represent the grower only. Also, as we talked about before, we meet the growers where they are. So if you want to do it all yourself, you can do it in the system. If you want us to help you and guide you through that, we can do that too. Either way, it's always the grower that's in control, always in the driver's seat.
Well, if a farmer's listening right now and maybe they've been driving to the FSA office with paper maps for 30 years, and we know FSA county offices here as of late, they could be long wait times and things of that nature. So what would you say to them about making the switch to MyAgData, Michelle?
Yeah. One of the things we saw last year with our growers is when we saw those decreases in the staffing at the FSA offices, and we saw a lot of the FSA technicians take the early buyout. We had quite a few of our growers joined us last year when they realized they didn't want to have to train a new FSA technician, and they wanted to spend more time in the FSA office talking about programs versus doing manual mapping data entry. So we've seen between 25 and 40% decrease in those FSA offices. So for us, it was really important to not only serve the grower and make their lives easier, but also to ensure that what we were delivering to the FSA was making those technicians' job easier as well. So with our approach that we used for the spring of 2025 launch, what we saw was from our FSA offices, 93% of our FSA offices we worked with said that it saved them 50% of the time of what they were doing with paper maps. So we had the grower saving time, saving money, increasing APH. We also had the FSA office saying that they were able to save half as much time by using our services versus the paper maps.
Well, final thoughts here, Michelle. We got about a minute and a half left. And, I think about this. If Secretary Rollins or other USDA officials are maybe listening to our conversation, what's the one thing you'd want them to know about the third-party channel? What other final thoughts would you share with us about MyAgData, Michelle?
Yeah, so I actually had the opportunity to meet with Secretary Rollins in Fargo last year in North Dakota. And we talked about the importance of modernizing the USDA system and how critical it is to get accurate data into both the hands of farmers and the agency. And what was really interesting there was we were very deeply aligned. And what you can see with the announcement of One Farmer, One File, this is really a full circle moment for us, is that this is important for the USDA. They want one set of farmer data that's going to follow a grower throughout the process. We're there today to help from a third-party perspective, ensure that the grower's data stays in their hands and that they're submitting into the USDA the data they want to follow them throughout. So we really feel like as we think about Secretary Rollins and the USDA, it has really been an important movement that we support from a third-party perspective. And Secretary Rollins is making sure that the USDA is ready to support it after 12 years of effort. So we're really excited with all the effort that Secretary Rollins has made. And we think that it's going to be a great path forward for growers through both the third party and MyAgData, and then also through the USDA.
Well, I know if folks want to learn more, they want to reach out to you and your team, they can do that very easily online. MyAgData MyAgData.com. Michelle Tressel, as always, thanks for the time and the insight joining us here on AOA today. I know we'll talk again real soon. We'll let you go, though. Thanks for the time here on the show. We appreciate it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jesse.